March on Washington protesting segregation, the greatest peaceful demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation. There he stood in the shadows of the Lincoln Memorial and delivered a strong two-part message. He forced America to take a close look at the shameful conditions affecting Black Americans. He warned that these conditions would have to be corrected now. Dr. King stated it is no longer a choice between violence and nonviolence. It's nonviolence or non-existence. That is where we are today. Dr. King then revealed his hopes for the future of America in his most famous speech, I Have a Dream. And the first U.S. tennis player since 1955 to win the U.S. Men's National Singles Championship. In the same year, he won the first U.S. Open tennis tournament and played on the first winning U.S. Davis Cup team since 1963. Ash was named by the USJC as one of the 10 outstanding young Americans of 1968. Later, after further tennis success, Ash suffered crazy. That marked the end of a brilliant career. However, he went on to coach the U.S. Davis Cup team. Shirley Chisholm became the first Black female from Brooklyn, New York to be elected to the New York State Assembly. She made history in 1968 when she became the first Black female elected to Congress. Ms. Chisholm retired from Congress in 1982 and became a faculty member at Mount Holyoke College. Barbara Jordan, born in Houston, Texas, was a legislator and political leader who graduated from Texas Southern University in 1956 and received a law degree from Boston University in 1959. Ms. Jordan won election in 1966 to the state Senate and in 1972 was elected to the United States House of Representatives representing Texas' 18th district. The first Black woman to be elected to the United States Congress from the Deep South. She was re-elected in 1974 and 1976. She electrified the 1976 Democratic Convention with her keynote address. Marcellus Clay, named after his great-great-grandfather, was born in Louisville, Kentucky. And when he joined the Black Muslims, he became known as Muhammad Ali. His road to fame started after he won an Olympic gold medal for the light heavyweight champion. Ali then turned professional and won the World Heavyweight Championship from the hard-punching Sonny Liston. In 1967, Ali was ordered to enlist in the U.S. Army and refused because of religious beliefs. Therefore, he was stripped of his title by the World Boxing Association.
I'm a bad man! Looks like a butterfly, stings like a beast. I am the greatest.
He resumed his boxing career in the 70s and suffered his first professional defeat to then heavyweight champion Smokey Joe Frazier. With relentless determination, Ali regained the heavyweight crown by knocking out George Foreman in dramatic fashion.
I'm a pretty man.
He went on to win several more fights, but the fight that would highlight his most brilliant career became known as the Thriller in Manila, where Ali defeated Smokey Joe Frazier. He would lose his title once again, but regained it in a unanimous decision from Leon Spinks on October 1, September 78. Thus, Muhammad Ali became the first boxer in history to win the heavyweight title 3 times.
I am the greatest! I am the greatest! I'm a bad man!
Of the Department of Surgery, Howard University College of Medicine, is a surgeon, oncologist, medical educator, and leader in professional and civic organizations. Dr. LaFall was born on 23 May 1930 in Tallahassee, Florida. In 1948, at the age of 18, he was awarded the Bachelor of Science degree summa cum laude from Florida A&M University College of Medicine, ranked at first in his class. A diplomat of the American Board of Surgery and fellow of the American College of Surgeons and the American College of Gastronomy. I'm not good at medical terms. Dr. LaFall has been visiting professor at more than 80 medical installations in the United States and other parts of the world. His professional life has been devoted to the study of cancer, especially as it relates to African Americans. Considered as a presidential candidate, the former Operation Push national president aroused audiences from coast to coast and launched a successful campaign to register thousands of black voters.
And he just jacking his cheeks.
Was promoted to Brigadier General. In August 1972, he was promoted to Major General, and 10 months later, he was promoted to the rank of Lieutenant General. On 1 September 1975, General James became the first black serviceman to pin on 4 stars. He retired on 1 February 1978 after 35 years of active duty, and 24 days later, General Daniel Jaffe James Jr. passed away. On September 1979, Hazel Winifred Johnson became the first black female general officer. In 1984, Second Lieutenant LaRonda Ronnie Smith, 19, was the only teenage officer in the Air Force and 9 months younger than any other officer. Now I'd like to focus attention on the 47th Flying Training Wing, which is rich in black history. On 1 October 1973, Thomas N. Barnes Jr. was appointed the 4th Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force, the ultimate non-commissioned officer position, and thus far, the only black NCO to hold this assignment. At the expiration of the initial 2-year tour, he was extended for an additional year by the Chief of Staff. In February 1976, he was selected by the Chief of Staff to serve an unprecedented second extension of 1 year. What's so significant about this accomplishment is that Chief Barnes was stationed at Laughlin from 1967 to 1971, where his last assignment was that of Senior Enlisted Airman Advisor to the Wing Commander, was then assigned to Headquarters ATC as the Air Training Command Senior Enlisted Airman Advisor, and from there to Chief Master Sergeant of the Air Force. Chief Master Sergeant Robert L. Ellis served at Laughlin as Chief of Social Action, the first NCO in the Air Force to hold this position that was traditionally held by officers since the beginning of the social actions concept. Under his guidance, the office was recognized not only as the best in Air Training Command, but the best in Air Force for their size category. Now we're going to take a look at space. Lieutenant Colonel Dion Buford was scheduled to be the first black astronaut in space on a designated flight until the Reagan administration decided to move the women's vote, and Sally Ride, the first female astronaut, replaced him. Lieutenant Colonel Buford finally made his historic flight to become the first black astronaut in space. Ronald McNair, who was lost to us in the tragic Space Shuttle Challenger accident, was the second. Now we come back to Laughlin. Our mission is training pilots, and on 16 September 1982, 47th Flying Training Wing, Laughlin Air Force Base, stepped into the annals of history, for it was on this date in Class 8208 that Second Lieutenant Teresa Claiborne became the first black female to proudly to proudly wear the star that held all I am an Air Force officer. Degree in geology, and from George Washington University, Washington, D.C., with an MBA degree in business administration. On 1 October 1989, General Colin Luther Powell became the United States government's highest ranking and most powerful black American when he assumed the office of chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. General Powell stated, "I climbed well, I climbed hard, and I climbed over the cliff, but always on the backs and contributions of those who went before me."